It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Bayern versus Barca. Barca versus Bayern. Bayern versus Barca. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a fantastic game, ladies and gentlemen. A game that I've been waiting for, looking forward to, and quite frankly, that I know is going to have a very, very fun 90 minutes. I can't wait. Now, interestingly enough, whoever wins between these two teams is very likely to win the Champions League. Generally, always the team that has beaten the other side in a tie in the Champions League has gone on to win the Champions League. Now, you all know what I think. I talked about this game already in a separate video, but I want to talk about this game. Just talk, not like not anything specific. Just talk about this game for a little bit here, and exactly what I'm going to do here. We're going to talk about this game, ladies and gentlemen, because quite frankly, this game is going to be quite good. When you have the lineup that you do, I mean, Messi kind of plays on the right, but he also plays centrally, so he kind of just moves in, moves out, moves anywhere about. But you have him go up against our young shooting star of this season, which would be Davies, who's been absolutely fantastic. Now, the thing is, as I already alluded to in my statistical analysis, Messi's not going to track back all too much. Yes, he's going to track back sometimes, but he's not going to track back all too much. It is more likely for them to leave Messi isolated up front and then be like, you know what, we'll handle it. Messi, you stay there so that we can get you the ball and you can do a scope attack. It's very likely for them to do that. It's going to be very interesting to see how both teams are going to approach this game. Because obviously under Flick, we haven't really had a quote-unquote negative slash defensive position, defensive style. So we haven't really had that under Flick. Yes, we've had a lot of moments where, you know, we kind of a little bit cautious. I think one game that really comes to mind for me is the game against Dortmund that we played, where we won 1-0 thanks to Kimmich's goal. That we didn't really go all out attacking in that game, but we were kind of cautious in that game, and I kind of expect that to, tomorrow as well. But I fully expect that to be in a way where we're still going for it a lot more than we did in that Dortmund game, just because of the form that we're currently in. And with the form that we're currently in, I see us as overwhelming favourites. I know the bookies have us as overwhelming favourites. I know people in general have us as overwhelming favourites, which is very rare considering that people generally never give us the credit that we deserve. But unlike previous years where I've always felt we have some glaring weaknesses in the squad, we don't really have that at the moment. We have actually been playing so good and so consistently good. Not just like a one-off, you know, good game, but so consistently good under Flick, where I'm just like brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like, you know, people will say, oh, our defense is bad. How is our defense bad? Anyone that's seen us play, you know, we barely concede any goals. I think we've broken the record for most clean sheets ever in the Bundesliga. Alaba has been a fantastic centre-back. Whoever plays with him, whether it's Boateng has looked like, maybe not quite 2014 level, but Boateng has looked like, you know, thereabouts level. I would say like 2012 level, 2013 level. I wouldn't say, I think 2014 was his best season, and 2014 to 2015 I think was his best individual season, but like he's looked like 2013 Boateng, like straight up, like treble winning Boateng, and that's how good he's looked like. Alright, then you have Davies, who, as I just mentioned, is the shooting star of the season. Absolutely brilliant as well, you know, so we have, and then obviously on the right, it depends who's playing, whether it's Pavard is not going to be playing tomorrow, so it's going to be most likely Kimmich. Kimmich has been fantastic. I mean, he played right back there for the majority of last season and early this season as well, so it just shows you that we have a very good defense. Neuer, I mean, let's not forget talking about Neuer. Neuer has had a very difficult last year. Came back last day after his injury, I should say. After his injury, had a very difficult time coming back. I said it myself that I think, you know, he was out for 6 months, so we should probably give him roughly around 6 months to really get back into the squad. Guess what? it was 6 to 8 months, and now he's looking like he's in his best form again. Like he straight up looks like he hasn't aged at all. Like he's looking. People that don't watch us, obviously they wouldn't say that because they don't watch us. They just know that, you know, 2 years ago, well, a year ago, a year and a half ago, he didn't have his form. So like, he's declined completely. But they haven't actually seen his resurgence. How like that was just a little dip after his injury. Now he's back to AOK levels. Like, yo, I'm Manu. Like straight up. Like Neuer's been fantastic as well. So our back five is absolutely fantastic. Now, it obviously depends. Is Boateng going to play? Is Sula going to play? Who would I personally play? Well, I personally would play... I get why people want Sula to play. I personally would play Boateng. And I'll tell you why right now. I think Sula... I know he had some games against... some minutes against Chelsea. I wouldn't rush him. And I don't think he is necessarily missed. In the sense that I don't think Boateng is significantly worse than him, and I think Boateng's strength might actually be more important against Barcelona here. And what I mean with Boateng's strength is that Boateng, to phrase it nicely, is an amazing passer of the ball. And against Barcelona, once they attack, if they come out and play, you know, because they like to play with the ball, they're not really a team that is going to play the ball direct, which I think they might do in after like a 60th or 70th minute, where they're just going to leave Messi up front and be like, yeah, just ping the ball to him. But they're not really a team that does that, right? They're more so a team that wants to play their own game, which is why obviously in 2015, I think it was, yeah, 2015, when we played them, Pep obviously opted for, you know, 1 versus 1-on-1s, which makes a lot of sense, but was also super risky, and obviously it didn't really pan out. Now, the difference here is that I don't think we're going to do that on the flick. I think on the flick, we're going to very much approach this game like we've done with most of our teams, with most of our opponents, where it's more so a case of, yeah, we're going to play our game, which is through the wings, you know, through centrally as well, obviously, centrally through especially Müller, Thiago, and I'm assuming Goretzka. We're going to play centrally, but like they're then going to bring it onto the wings, and that will allow enough time for our fullbacks to go up the pitch, with, you know, our midfielders dropping back to defend if they have to, and so on and so forth. So I think that's definitely the approach that we're going to use, and I think that's obviously going to be... I don't know if that's going to be the most successful approach, but I think that's going to honestly be one of the best approaches we can do, because the weakness for Barcelona is the defense. I alluded to that already. It's their defense, and our biggest strength attacking-wise is through our wings. Now, of course, one could argue, well, Coman struggles crossing the ball. All right, let's leave it at that. He struggles finding his man when he crosses the ball. All right, we all understand that, but if he's gonna cross 10 times in a game, he's gonna at least get 1 or 2 good crosses off. You know, even a terrible cross into the box is a good cross, because if he hits a terrible cross, it could bounce off a player, go out for a corner. It could bounce off a player, land in front of Lewandowski or Müller's feet. It could bounce off a player and go into the goal. You know, it could do multiple things. So just having someone that is willing to do these crosses, rather than be cautious, I think is going to be very, very influential against Barcelona. We also have excellent headers off the ball, you know, in both Müller and Lewandowski. And then through our midfield as well, through Goretzka. So we have that in our repertoire as well. And then obviously Gnabry is a much more direct kind of player who wants to go for the shot himself. And Gnabry is going to be an odd one for me. Coleman I kind of alluded to already. I think he's just going to get the ball and he's going to cross the ball. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm very much okay with that. I don't need him to do anything more, because I feel like if he gets enough crosses in, we're going to score. So I definitely do think that. If he gets enough crosses in, I think we're going to score. Now, my thing here is this. Gnabry, he can either have a hot day or a cold day, and I need him to have a hot day, because he's such a direct player that if he has a hot day, they're going to focus a lot of men on him if he has a hot day. If he doesn't have a hot day, they're going to focus a lot more players on Müller. And I feel like for us to win this game, Müller is the key. I feel like a Müller fanboy, honestly. Like, I truly feel like a Müller fanboy. Like, if you watch some of my live watch-alongs with the games and so on and so forth, you would know that, like, every time somebody asks me, like, what's the reason why we're suddenly playing so good on the flick, my automatic response is Müller. He brought Müller back into the team. Now that Müller's been playing, we've been looking that good again, because I think he is the glue that holds the team together. And if he has a good game, we win. I'm saying that right now. If Müller has a good game, we win. I'm confident enough to say that with absolute certainty that if Müller has a good game, we win. More so than Lewandowski, more so than Coman, more so than Gnabry, more so than anyone else. If Müller has a good game, we win. Now we have to win the midfield battle as well, and that's where his movement is key. It's not so much his passing, it's his movement. That's going to help us transition from midfield to attack, and that is also going to help us defend a lot easier. And he looks sharp again. My issue is that he's not hungry in terms of scoring goals himself. He's hungry in assisting, which is good but also bad. There's been plenty of times this season where Müller was right in front of the goal one-on-one, and then he would try to pass it instead of shooting it, which is why Lewandowski has gotten so many goals. But I want him to be hungrier. I want him to, even if it's just for this one game, I want him to want to score. I want him to want to score, because he always finds himself in so many good moments where then he decides to pass it rather than shoot it. And I think in this game specifically, I mean, we are very much used to a one-off, knockout game, so I'm not that worried about that. I'm not worried that the players will go into this game, taking it easy. I'm fully expecting the team to go into this with absolute certainty, absolute confidence that we can do well. We're gonna play good. That's exactly what I think. That's exactly why I am fairly confident in this game. I would have been more confident if it was a two-legged tie, I'll be totally honest, because in a one-legged tie, anything could happen. But I also think that we have the experience, the pedigree, the quality of players, and I already mentioned the experience, but also the hunger to do this. I fully believe so. And that's why I also believe that we're going to win quite comfortably. Now let's talk a little about Barcelona. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Luis Suarez, because I seem to get this impression that everyone is thinking that Luis Suarez is out for the count. Like, Luis Suarez is absolutely terrible. He's been absolutely terrible in the Champions League. He's absolutely terrible for Barcelona, so on and so forth. I've seen that plenty of time mentioned. And yes, he has been absolutely terrible for Barcelona in the Champions League. Don't get me for like the last 3 years or so. I think he's got like 0 goals in the last 3 years, right? Don't get me wrong. That is true. These are the games where players step up. So I want people to get that notion off their head right away. These are the games that good players, great players, amazing players, that's when they step up. That's when they perform. That's when they're like, you know what, I haven't really scored at all, but I'm going to score today. It's simple. That's kind of what they do. I'm sure that the team, they won't underestimate him, because they never underestimate anyone, like, especially in a game like this. The whole focus of the media is on Messi. Messi's going to be a threat. I already said that I think Messi is going to be a massive threat. I think he's going to get the goal for Barcelona. But I also do think that people are putting too much pressure, too much attention on Messi. Messi's a great player, best player of all time, in my honest opinion. You might want to debate that. I don't really care, right? For me, that's just my opinion. He's the best player of all time. He is not, and I might regret saying that, but he is not the only threat that Barcelona has. We don't need to dedicate every single player on Messi. If we focus on him, 2 players on one, if we focus 2 players on Messi, I think that will be enough. Because we don't really play in a way where we don't really have this. We have a high line, but we don't have this extreme high line to the point where Messi could catch us out. Like, you look at our centre backs and our left back, Davies and Alaba. When I focus on those 2 specifically, Davies is fast. Like, if there is a ball over the top on the halfway line, Davies will catch Messi. Messi is fast as well, don't get me wrong, but he hasn't really got like a top speed that is fast. It's more so his acceleration, and Davies' acceleration is amazing as well, plus his top speed is amazing as well, so he's going to be able to catch up to Messi. But Alaba as well, him as centre back allows us to play our current high line, and he's going to be able to run back, catch up, and stop the threat as it's coming. Now, as I said, Messi, he'll play either on the right for them, or he'll play centrally. Centrally, confident as well. On the right, I'm confident as well. I don't think we can shut him down for a whole 90 minutes. I will say that. I think he's going to score. I think it's ultimately going to be a 4-1 result. That's what I genuinely think, that it's going to be a 4-1 result. with Lewandowski scoring 2 goals, Müller scoring 1 goal, and Goretzka scoring the other goal, and the goal for Barcelona coming through Messi. Now, it's kind of weird how Barcelona, there's a massive divide in their fan base, where some of them think, oh yeah, we have absolutely no chance. Like, when I say we, I'm talking about the Barcelona fan base. They're like, oh yeah, we have absolutely no chance. You know, we're going to get this demolished tomorrow by Bayern. We need, you know, an upset. And then you have other Barcelona fans who are like, we're going to demolish Bayern 5-0. I'm like, okay, I like it. I like it. You know why I like it? Because I'm the exact same way with Bayern. I'm in the exact same way. You know why? Because I think we're going to demolish them tomorrow 4-1. And I know people that have said, oh, it's going to be a 2-1 or 2-0, so on and so forth. I get that. It's one of those games where, like, anything could happen, but I think our squad is better. My whole thing, right, is that our squad is better on paper. Our squad is better in practice. And generally, the only thing that I'm worried about is Messi. I know they have good players, but the thing is, every team has good players. But we have a team that is well oiled, well drilled, and not just good players. We're a team that is functioning very, very well right now. Barcelona, they are okay this season. They're not great this season. They're not terrible this season. They are okay this season. Since the restart, they've been getting better and better, but they haven't really been great. I'm trying to, like, people think I'm being disrespectful. I'm just saying the way. I'm honestly just saying what I think. So I don't care if you think I'm disrespectful or arrogant or so on and so forth. I'm literally just saying what I think. If you don't like it, well, why are you watching? You're 15 minutes into this video. Why are you watching? But yeah, genuinely, I think that Barcelona has been okay this season. Whereas we, since Flick took over, have been on a steady upward trajectory where we've passed the okay mark a long time ago. We're now at the 9.3 out of 10 mark, which would be like a great plus, I guess, for me. Maybe an amazing. I don't think Bayern has ever been at a 10. Just for reference, I don't think Bayern has ever been at a straight 10 out of 10. And that's my honest thought. That's my honest opinion. Shuckleberries. Barcelona currently, I think, are at like a 7. And I think we are currently, honestly, I might have overestimated ourselves. I think we're currently at like an 8.4. Roughly, an 8.4. So we're actually very good. Treble, when we won the treble, I thought we were maybe at like a 8.8. That's how I rate Bayern. Yeah, that's how critical I am with my ratings, okay? I'm not the kind of person that gives out 10s or 9s or anything of that easily. So, now that you know my rating, now that you know how I view things, by the way, Messi is a 10. Straight up. Messi is a 10. He is the only footballer that I would probably give a 10. Best of all time. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make here is this. While Barcelona have a great squad, while Barcelona have a great team, while Barcelona has a mediocre coach, like, great squad, great team, mediocre coach, they have a bench. Dembele might play tomorrow. Keyword might. We don't know for sure, but he might play tomorrow. Okay. Dembele would be the biggest threat alongside Messi against us. I'm not worried about Griezmann. I'm not that worried about Suarez. Yes, they're a player that we need to be wary of, careful of, because quite frankly, at the end of the day, they can always score, they can always turn it up, and they can always play decent. But I'm much more wary of Dembele, because if Dembele plays, they have another wide option with pace. And we do like our high line. It's not the extreme high line. It is a high line though, and we don't really play with Neuer being as a sweeper. Like, we're not in that kind of style where we're that far up that Neuer has to push up himself to act as a sweeper. We're not that far up on the pitch, but we are relatively far up on the pitch to the point where, like, if they have someone with that much pace like Dembele as well, because Kimmich isn't blessed with pace. So if they have someone like Dembele as well, we're going to be in a lot more trouble. So I don't know whether he's going to start. If he's going to start, it's going to be a lot more difficult. I think then at that point it would probably be a 4-2, maybe 4-3 victory. Like, it would be a lot more narrow. but I don't think he's fully fit for like a full 90 minutes. Yes, he was training well apparently from what I read, but he's not fully fit for a full 90 minutes. So from that perspective, I'm like, okay, if it's just Messi, if the front three is Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann, with say Vidal behind them, I'm like, okay, good. That would be my thought. That would be my view on that game if that happened. If Dembele plays, I'm like, okay. Kimmich, don't move too far up. Coleman is fast. He can track back if need be. But Kimmich, don't track too far up. Because you don't want to leave too much space behind you. So that's my thought on their squad. Now, let's talk about Ter Stegen. I want to talk about Ter Stegen. I want to talk about everyone, honestly, today, but I'm not going to go through everyone. Let's talk about Ter Stegen, because I do have a few things to say about him. There was a quote that Rummenigge said, that, like, Manuel Neuer is world-class, Ter Stegen is on his way to be world-class, alright? And a lot of people took that in the manner where it's like, have you not watched football for the past few seasons? Have you not seen how good Ter Stegen is? And my thought on that is very simplistic. Ter Stegen as a shot stopper, and Ter Stegen as a keeper with his feet, and Ter Stegen with his commanding presence as a leader, quote unquote, is world class. Straight up world class. I don't know where he would rank in among the best keeper in the world. I would say top 5. I don't want to get into the argument of who's top 5, who's better between Neuer and Ter Stegen. As I said, people that haven't seen Neuer play in the last 2 years, they're like, obviously Ter Stegen, but obviously as Bayern fans who have seen Neuer, I'm always like generally unbiased, honestly, because if you ask me, right, I'm very different from like the average Bayern fan. At least that's what I would consider myself. In the case where I don't really look at players. I'm not really like I need that player to stay. Like I'm not like that. It's the same way that I don't really care about what a player does in their personal life, because just doesn't bother me. I'm the kind of person that if you play for Bayern, awesome. I'm going to judge you equally, like with everyone else. If you want to leave, okay. As long as we get a good fee, you can go. I don't really care. So I'm not attached to players. The players that I was attached to were Lahm, Robben, and Ribéry. Those are all gone. Those are all gone. Before that, there were other players, but these are the ones that I'm talking about recently. So I'm not attached to any player right now. So I'm quite unbiased on a biased topic, which is kind of odd to say. But yeah, I would say Neuer and Ter Stegen are very much equal when it comes to shot stopping. When it comes to, I would say Neuer's a better leader. I would say Ter Stegen is better with his feet, although not by much. So that's my thought on those 3 aspects. Now, the aspect that Ter Stegen has in him is mistakes. He is great at shot stopping with his feet, leadership, so on and so forth. But he has a mistake in him. And it's kind of odd for a keeper. You know, generally, it happened when he was young as well. But everyone thought, okay, he's young. You know, once he plays a few seasons at top level, he's going to get over it. But he still has a mistake in him. As I said already in my last video, I've gone back and watched a few of Barcelona's games over the past 2 days. 2 days, 3 days, yeah. 2 days, at this point, it's really like 2.5 days. So I've gone back and watched a lot of Barcelona games that they've done in La Liga this season. And he does have a mistake in him. He's an amazing goalkeeper, but he does have a mistake in him. And I don't think he's going to have a mistake. I don't actually wish him to have a mistake unless it's a close game. Then I won't. Then have a mistake as long as he won. But I realistically want to beat them without him having a mistake in this game, because I want to beat them fair and square. Because generally, you know, people, when you look back at the 2013 victory that we had, it's a long time ago, granted. But like the narrative was, oh, Messi wasn't fully fit. It's like, he played against AC Milan in the second leg. He played against us in the first leg. And like once we won 4-0, suddenly he wasn't fully fit. It's like, bro, suddenly he's on the bench and he's not fully fit. So I want it to be a clear beating. All right, because that's always the narrative. A clear beating. Granted, we always have the same argument as well for our team. I'll be honest, it's a fact of life. When you lose, you're always like looking for excuses. It is the way it is. Someone's head is on a chopping block. That's just the way it is. You know, for us, it's always been injuries, which is fine. You know, that's a valid excuse to have. But it's like one of those like, woo! But like if we were to start playing, say someone in the first leg and then suddenly just don't play in the second leg and say, oh well, that player's injured, then I'm like, ooh, I don't know if that's a valid excuse. You know, so there are a lot of things that I could. every team looks for an excuse, which is why I want to beat them fair and square. I will say this as well. Out of the remaining teams in the Champions League, I need the winner to come from this set. From this game, I'm talking about set, game, set, match. I'm talking about tennis because I was watching the Thomas challenge yesterday. Before I went to sleep, so I was like, they were playing tennis. That's pretty cool. But whoever win, I need the winner of the Champions League to come from this game, Bayern or Barca, because it's very, very likely that Manchester City will beat Lyon. All right. We'll have a RB Leipzig, PSG, and Manchester City in the semi-finals. So I need the winner to be from this game, whether it's us or Barcelona. Of course, I would prefer it to be us. Now, historically, it's been shown that whoever wins between us two, when we play in the Champions League, whoever wins between us two goes on to win the whole cup. So that's one of those football things that I always mention. Those football things where, like, it doesn't make any sense, but it somehow works. So I need that to happen. I need that to happen. I need that to happen. Understand, ladies and gentlemen? I need that to happen, alright? I need the winner to come from this game. No matter what, I need the winner to come from this game. You understand what I'm saying? The winner has to come from this game. Straight up, the winner has to come from this game. That's what I'm hoping for. Ideally, I would want it to be us. But if we were to lose, right? If we were to lose, hopefully not, but if we were to lose, I'm hoping Barcelona wins it. First of all, I like losing against the winners of the whole cup, because then I can say, yeah, you know what, we're the second best team. No, it doesn't really work that way, but I can make that justifiable argument to myself that, you know what, we're the second best. We lost to the winners, alright? I can say that. It's not much of a consolidation prize, but it is something, alright? The second thing is, I don't want Leipzig involved. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Yo, Shuckleberries. Oh, no, absolutely not. Leipzig involved. PSG. No. Oh no. And if Manchester City won, I wouldn't hear the end of it. I would get like 50 calls each day from like all the people that I know that support Manchester City. Be like, hello, yeah, you didn't win the Champions League, did you? But we did. I wouldn't be able to take that. I would not be able to take that. Like, I would leave the UK. I would leave Manchester today. I would move out today, and you'll never see me again. You won't ever see me make a single video again. I'll put on a hat, shave off my eyebrows, shave my beard off, shave my mustache off, color my eyes green, and then I'd call myself Billy and make new videos on a different channel and call myself Billy Talks Football. And that would be me. I'd be Billy Talks Football and just be like, hello, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so this is Billy. This is Billy. I'm talking about Billy. Yes, that is Billy is me. See, this is my alias. So I would have to change my name. I would have to change my address, and I would have to change my channel if Manchester City were to win. All right, that's a fact. That's a fact of life. That's just not an opinion. That's a fact of life. All right, and I kind of Leipzig win. Nagelsmann, I want him at Bayern. I want him to do well, but I'm very conflicted when it comes to Nagelsmann, because on one hand, I want him to do well. On the other hand, he is coaching Leipzig. My thing has always been, I want Nagelsmann at Bayern. I want him to have the European experience so that when he comes to Bayern, he can be here for 10, 15 years and just build a legacy, a dynasty, and just be here and win titles. I want that. But not the Champions League trophy. Anything but the Champions League trophy. You can give him actually no, you can't give him any trophy, because then they're always competing with us. So don't give him any trophy. You can give him a Super Cup. I don't care about the Super Cup. You can have that. That's an irrelevant trophy, all right? You can give him that. Give him the Audi Cup. He doesn't even play in an Audi, but still, give him the Audi Cup if you want. I don't care, as long as it's not the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, or the Champions League. Leipzig. It was an odd day today, right? I was watching the Leipzig versus Atletico Madrid game. I was like, okay, who do I want to win here? I want Nagelsmann to win. Can I just choose that? But I didn't want Leipzig to win, anti-football, and I didn't want Atletico Madrid to win, anti-football. So who was I supposed to root for? So I just decided to root for Nagelsmann, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with Leipzig versus PSG. Now, of course, there is a prospect of an all-German final. Oh, you know damn well I'm all for that. If that was the case, ooh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, ooh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, ooh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, an all German final. That last one went absolutely brilliant, I would say. The last Champions League final, that was an all German final, went absolutely brilliant, I would say. I would love for that to happen this time too. I would love to have, and I've already, actually, funny enough, before this season started, I made a video. Many of you won't remember it because it was a long time ago. I made a video that basically said why I think Leipzig will be a bigger threat than Dortmund this season. Just saying, but that's because I had so much faith in Nagelsmann, granted. Back to Barcelona though. Let's have a lot of fun tomorrow. Keyword, fun. Let's have a lot of fun tomorrow. Let's just have a good game tomorrow. Let's just play to our strengths, to our weaknesses. Let's do the best game, the best match, the most entertaining match, the most entertaining game that we can play. And at the end of the day, let's win it all. Let's win it all. It's very simple. You know, you just win. You just win. What more do you want? Just win. Just win. So I'm hoping that tomorrow we play good. We play attractive football. We obviously win, go through, and then see who we're up against next. But it's going to be a game between two fantastic historical clubs. The thing is, I can't say honestly. Like that's the thing. Like in previous years, I could say that honestly, that I thought Barcelona was a very good team and they might even beat us. I can't look at that current Barcelona team and say they're a threat to us if they didn't have Messi. If they didn't, it's so infuriating. You know what this is? This feels like boxing, right? I'm throwing a towel in because this feels like boxing. I'm throwing a towel in, alright? Because this feels like boxing right now. Where like, you can be the better technical boxer. You could be like, you know, you're Tyson Fury. You could outbox someone for 11 rounds, and then in 12 rounds, Deontay Wilder just hits you with a, and you're down. Granted, Tyson Fury got back up, but that's what could happen. Like it's a puncher's chance, and that's generally not what happens in football. In football, there's generally not a puncher's chance, but it exists with Messi in the team, and that's what annoys me so much. That the Barcelona team is good at best. Good at best. Not great, not amazing, not fantastic. Just good at best. But because they have Messi, it annoys me. It annoys me, but I'm also confident that we're going to score goals. So I'm confident enough to score goals, and I'm confident enough that we can outscore them. That's the key things. I am confident enough that we can score goals, and I'm confident enough that we can outscore them, aka outscore Messi. That's going to be the mission tomorrow. Outscore Messi. I know the media has been focusing on Messi. I've said there is no point focusing just on him. Yes, and I know I'm always saying, oh, we need to outscore. We need to be wary of Messi. Yes, that's how good of a player is. That I'm saying that like there's too much focus on him from the media, but there should be a significant amount of focus on him because if they didn't have him, if he was injured for tomorrow, I would be like, you know what, this house, I'm betting it on it. Actually, I don't own this house, so I can't say this. But my other house, right, that I'm renting out currently. I'm not really renting it out at the moment because quarantine. I've lowered the prices, but the point is, I'm like, I'm betting my house on that, straight up, and that's not. I can't do that. I can't do that. As long as Messi exists for them, I can't do that with a good conscience, and that's my issue. That right there is my issue. So, it's a very simple task. Stop Messi, win the game. Win the game, stop Messi. 4-1. 4-1. That's my prediction. 4-1. I'd be surprised if we kept a clean sheet. I'll be honest. I would be surprised if we kept a clean sheet. Not shocked, though. I would just be surprised. Let's see how the game goes, though, tomorrow. Let's see how the game goes, though, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I'll see you all in that game. I'll see you all when that time arrives. I might be live on YouTube as well. We'll see about that. We'll see about the depends what time I wake up. and I have time enough to sit, because my alarm will be basically set like 5 minutes before the game. If I'm awake by then, 8 p.m. for me. I sleep during the day and I'm awake during the night. But yeah, now you know what I think about the game. Now you know what I think about the rest of the Champions League. It's going to be a good game. That's what you can be sure of that. It's going to be a good game. There's going to be at least 3 goals in that game. So it's going to be a high-scoring goal. It's going to be a high-scoring game because Barcelona doesn't defend much and isn't good at defending, and Barcelona have too much firepower not to score. So I think it's going to be a very, very good, very, very entertaining game. I wish, for a game like this, I'll say this right now, I wish we had Sané, or to go back just a little bit in time, I wish we had Douglas Costa. Someone that can beat 2-3 players by himself. Because if we did that, I think it would be a lot more comfortable for us. But that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. That's just what I think, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say about this game, though, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you either during the game or most certainly after the game. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, until then.